Good evening. Welcome to Politically Incorrect. Let me tell you who's here tonight. Valerie Harper has come by to see me one more time.
You betcha. I wouldn't miss it, honey.
Oh, bless you. I know you were just a big hit on Broadway, and now you're bringing The Tale of the Allergist's Wife, a new play, out here to the LA's Amundsen Theater, June 26th, opening night. Thank you for being back.
My pleasure.
Tom Fitton, I don't know how many times you've been here. You're the president of Judicial Watch, but I welcome you back one more time. Thank you, my friend. Peter Stormare, very busy. Bad Company, a movie coming out this summer.
Sir.
Wind Talkers, Minority Report. Is that enough movies for you? And you also got a band, Blonde from Fargo, touring Europe this summer. Okay, and Tim Stack, star of my favorite comedy on TV. Nobody sees it because it's on FX, but maybe now.
Hilarious.
They
maybe
will.
Now.
It's hilarious. Yes, Son of the Beach, new season starts June 18th, 10 o'clock on FX. You got to see this show. Give a hand to our panel, if you will. Now, I wanted to mention at the top of the show, last night I announced that I was joining the 21st century and got a website.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah, it's called billmaher.tv. And the response, I had no idea these things work so fast, or that people used the thing for anything other than helping them to masturbate. But apparently they do, and I thank you all. The heartwarming response, it was overwhelming. Okay, so I guess we're, and if you want to log on, that's how you do it. Leave a message at, I have to look at the card, Bill Maher.
TV.com.
TV, that's how new I am.
.tv.
Yeah, .tv, whatever that means. Anyway.
They'll offer some great porno on there.
You'll have to find
You are loved and appreciated, and that's your folks' community.
Yeah.
You have to answer the emails, though.
I will.
Okay.
No, I am totally committed to this whole thing.
Good. It's good you're going off the air.
I am.
It's not a wife, Bill. It's just a website.
All right. So let's talk about the Catholics, because they're big. Everyone was anticipating what they were going to do, and now they've started their big enclave. They're down in Dallas as of today to talk about what they're going to do about the big sex scandals. Anybody here raised Catholic like I was?
Yes.
Oh, 4 out of 5.
Well, not raised. Of 7 to 15. I became a Catholic at about 7 years old, and then till I was 15.
I think everyone probably thinks of you as
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Jewish because you play. That's acting.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. I would never have guessed you were Catholic. Okay, so I was.
I am.
And you still are. And here's what I want to talk about tonight. While this story is going on, the other story with kids and sex is going on, which is R. Kelly was arrested the other day.
Good guy. Keep going. Sorry.
Well, actually, his new record is good. Nobody will say it's a good record because in America, you can never keep two opposing thoughts in your mind at the same time. It would be impossible for a guy who's a pedophile to also have a good record out, but it is a good record. Anyway, here's the other thing I think people can't keep in their minds. They keep comparing the two. And I don't think there's a comparison.
Comparing?
Well, with priests with R. Kelly.
No, he did. Last time I looked, the rap artists were not taking vows of celibacy.
Well,
right? I mean,
yeah, but the comparison is that he's having sex with underage.
Okay, that's all right.
Which is not kosher. We are not. I certainly am not defending having sex with a 14-year-old girl, but there is a real difference between a groupie coming to you and a priest saying a little more lotion on Father Tom.
That's funny. That's funny.
Not funny to the kid.
Well, obviously, the priests have made vows, and they're having sex with children. They should not be having sex with anyone, let alone children. But the similarities, if there are any, is that it points to the general problem in society of the sexualization of children. And as long as you have children constantly being sexualized in our culture, you're going to have the R. Kellys, and frankly, you're going to have priests succumb to it as well. And that's a real problem that we might try to prevent.
That's what I object to, when people say it in the same breath.
Well, obviously, a priest who makes a vow of celibacy to God technically marries...
Who cares about celibacy and his God? I care about the kid.
But the point is, he makes promises, and parents put their children in their care expecting nothing like that's going to happen. R. Kelly, if you're letting your daughter hang out with R. Kelly, you're going to have some expectations of problems.
But the daughter went to the... I mean, 14-year-old girls, you know, they shouldn't be having sex probably with anybody. If they do, it should be a 14-year-old boy. But certainly, they went to that concert looking for R. Kelly. 14-year-old boys are very rarely looking for a priest to have sex with them.
Well,
Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Because when I put on that priest outfit and cruise Santa Monica Boulevard, they never approach me.
No, they...
Now, let me, Tom, you said something, and I really sort of get upset when you sort of generalize about this exposing our youth to sex, and it's all part of the generation.
Right.
We had 2 pedophile priests come through my parish in Pennsylvania, and they always called themselves by their first name, incidentally. You know, it's Father Ted or something.
Like hairdressers used to go Mr. John or
Yeah.
Mr.
Right.
Nick. Yeah.
And what they do, they're pedophiles. They are criminals. And unlike R. Kelly, who's just a horn dog, these people are criminals. And they need to be treated like criminals.
Well, I agree.
So, but to bring it in like it's all part of this sexualization of
Well, it doesn't
of youth.
excuse,
Well, that was-
it doesn't excuse
No, yeah.
their behavior, or R. Kelly's behavior, or the priest's behavior, to point out that children are sexualized, and it has consequences.
Yes, but it seems like in America we have lost the skill to discriminate. You know, that became such a bad word, discriminate. It's not a bad word. It means just to tell unlike things apart. I'm not saying R. Kelly is innocent. He's not. But it is a whole different kettle of fish.
Well, who's making this comparison, Bill?
I've
In the
heard
media?
I've heard it on the news. I've heard people said it in conversation.
I got you.
It's just
Well,
it's just
the hot
natural when there's 2 stories about
at the-
kids and sex and people, you know, in
Jump
the
to
age
it.
of zero tolerance and
Gotcha.
all this kind of stuff.
But we don't know if he's guilty, do we?
We don't know if R. Kelly is guilty.
Yeah?
I guess there's a video, right?
I've seen it.
It's not him on the
You've seen
video.
the video.
Yes.
And I've heard he urinates on this girl.
Yes.
Is that true?
Wow.
That's
Talk about
not-
going straight to #1.
Hey.
But you know,
God, okay.
It's not him in the
Out of
video.
control.
It's not him in the video, that's what he says. And the girl is saying it's not she.
Because when
Well,
you say
well,
the
you don't know.
that's a
sexualization
different
of...
question. That's trial in the media. That's a
Right.
different question.
Yeah,
I guess
but
the idea is...
Somebody else told me something interesting the other day. My friend Scott Carter, you know him. Some of you, he used to
Yeah.
produce the show. He said he was watching the Sunday morning talk shows with his little girls, like 4 years old, his daughter, and they were talking about this upcoming priest conclave, bishop's conclave, and they got into the whole subject of what's going on in the Catholic Church. And he said, I couldn't help but think about all the Catholic guests we had during the Lewinsky scandal, who said, you know what, I can't watch the news with my child because of what Bill Clinton has done in the White House. Well, now I guess you can't watch the news because of what the Catholic Church is doing.
Well,
you can't sit,
it is not
can't
the-
sit your kid down in
Bill,
front of that news
You
either.
shouldn't say that. It is not the Catholic Church.
Well,
You're right.
It is. There are a minority of priests, individual priests, who've committed a grave wrong, and to condemn the entire Catholic Church is
Whoa.
a slander.
But wait a minute, the
Oh,
grave or
please.
wrong, if I may, Tom,
And a criminal
is,
act, as we say.
the grave or wrong is the cover-up.
Thank
The
you.
Enron thing of these men in
Yes.
power
Right.
who would save their corporate...
And that is an outrage.
It's
And they
making
ought to leave
the
too. But
church
you
into
can't
a
throw the baby out with the
corporation.
and to make it sound
It
like
makes
it's
a lot
just
of
a
Catholics
few.
sick.
You know, that's what they say
It's
about,
too
you know.
many. One is too many.
Well, yeah, but it's not one.
not one,
And
but-
it's not a few.
There are
It's a culture cultivated in the Catholic Church. So it is the Catholic Church.
It is not the Catholic Church.
You know
There's
what?
nothing- there's
That's the
nothing
same
in
baloney that I hear about the terrorists and Islam. You know what? It's just a few terrorists.
Right. You
No,
want
it's
to
a
compare the Pope
culture.
to the terrorists of September 11th, you can go ahead and do that, but I would beg to differ. What you have here is a culture, a subculture of homosexuals within the church
And it's not
that
just
were led on
homosexuals.
by liberals, let in by liberals like you, Bill, who shared your philosophy on these attitudes.
What?
And we did that.
You
And we did
now
that.
are responsible for the pedophilia.
It's your fault.
priests?
That's right. Me and my
And
liberal
it's-
cadre
and it's
your
not-
fault.
on
Tom,
Santa Monica Boulevard.
I'm tired of all the talking homosexuality.
Well,
the
it is
truth
homosexual
wait a minute,
problem.
wait a minute. You have a heterosexual priest who does not practice sexual behavior with women. You have a homosexual priest who does not.
That's true.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it
neither are
isn't
supposed
about
to.
that. It's about the celibacy. Is that a,
Right. In
a
Latin
vow?
America,
And
the problem might be heterosexual. In America, it happens to be homosexual.
Well, it's
I don't know that it
pedophiles
is.
and